Hello, Sarah Voronov here, and I'm sharing with you my Rebirthing Breathwork Mastery practitioner training. I am in my first year, and it's all about personal sessions. It is session, I'm looking at my little notebook, it's session 17. I'm going to share with you what I've noticed since my last breathe and what my intention was for this week. I am again talking a little bit quiet because my youngest is having a nap in the back. So, since my last session, I have noticed that I had this big aha moment that I have been relating to my work, business and money, and the amount of time I spend with my kids. All through the lens of my 5-6-year-old little girl, my inner child. So when I was growing up, my mum worked a bunch. She worked there was times where she worked 7 days a week, and I just remember missing her. And even in my little girl mind, I remember putting on my school uniform before going to bed, thinking that that would save me time and I could see her in the morning before she left. She would leave really early, maybe 6 or something, 6:30. I remember hearing her hair dry, and that would be what would wake me up. And so through that lens, of course, my little girl, she doesn't want me to work a lot, because through her lens, working a lot means disconnection. It means not being able to be close. And for me, family is a number one value for me. And so I've been I want to have money, and I want to do what I love and support people, and be connected with my family and my kids. And I was like, well, the things that I'm saying I want does not match my inner frequency with what is happening, because my little girl is scared, doesn't want that. Anyway, so just want to give you that kind of context. So from that aha moment, I had my intention, which I'm turning my page to check what it was. I intend to relate to work, money, and time spent with kids through the lens of my adult self. To 100% believe that I can make lots of money, 100,000, 500, 1 million, 5 million, and beyond. Let's dream really big here. In my business with support, ease, and fun, and at the same time remain connected to family. That my inner frequency matches my intention, and this would allow me to move from if to when, with increased confidence, trust in myself, the path to dream even bigger, that anything is possible. So with that intention, I felt really expansive and I felt great. And then in my breathe, almost immediately, I saw this. Have you been to a festival, a festival or a market, and they've got those really big, those white tarp kind of rooms that can happen? I saw that, and it the message that came to me was that business is a party room. Business is your creative party room. Whatever business you have, I guess you could think about work in that way as well. That it's your creative party room. You get to make it whatever you want, and you are the DJ. I know, a bit lame. You're the DJ, so you get to decide what the music is. What's the frequency that everyone that comes in contact with you gets to be surrounded by? So, with that, I saw it as as the DJ, people get to come in, people get to bathe in your frequency, and then sometimes people will, sit down, they're party, 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 and they're like, no, I'm really tired. I'm going to sit down on the seat. This isn't my jam. But then they'll jump up and they'll be like, yeah, this is it. You always have that moment where you might sit down, you're like, oh, I'm a bit tired, but you hear the song and you're like, no, I'm back up. So that's kind of I saw it as your offers, the things that you're offering are kind of like that. People will either be really resonant to it or they won't be, but they still might stay in the room because they enjoy the frequency, the vibe that you're sharing. And also, as a DJ, you get to decide what music you play. So maybe it's like really party beats, and then other times it's like this zen, relaxed time. You get to decide. And also, as the DJ, sometimes you might need to take a break. You know, when you hear them on the announcement, like, hey, we're just going to take a break now. I'm going to play you some smooth beats and we'll be right back. I know my impressions are so good. So I saw that as my job as a business person. I have to let people know what I'm doing. Like, okay, I am taking a bit of a break, but here are some offers. Here's some things that are available to you while I'm doing stuff behind the scenes or having a break, because I'm honestly not great at that. I don't have a huge social media presence. I'm not great at emailing my list. So these are the things, I think that's why it came through my breathe, that are important to do. Like, people need to know, like, people like to be in communication with you. Go, hey, what's happening? Are you just radio silent? Anyway, and then I also saw it's like, okay, well, sometimes in your party room, you might need to like close down. And you know, we're not operating all the time, but people get to leave and they're like all bathed within your frequency, your energy, and they go, oh my gosh. They leave the room, they go, Sarah really knows how to hold a party. And they go around and they tell other people like, yeah, you should come. And so more people come into the room next time. And I saw it as, maybe you start off with like a really small room. Maybe you've only got a few people. Then you have like a bigger room. And then maybe you've got so many people, you've got people waiting to get in. That's your wait list. You're like, I need a pavilion. I need a bigger space. And then like the pavilion gets bigger. And then you're like, oh my gosh, I need to hold my own like festival. I need a huge festival. But all of those things, whether it's a small, medium, or large room event, requires different structures and different support. So I saw it like in business, you like, you know, if you're going to be doing things solo on your own, if you're going to have a bit of a team or a bigger team, depending on what your event is, you're going to need to have that sort of stuff in place. And if you are at the start, if you're doing everything, imagine setting up a room by yourself, like a whole party room. You're like going to do the decorations, the signs, the balloons. Like, it's going to take time, and you have to be willing to be patient with taking the time. If you can, grab a few helpers, but if you can't, like, just give yourself permission. It'll take time, it'll set up, and you'll move at the pace that you need to. So that's kind of like how I saw the progress of how you move and how you work with your energy. And like, also I saw it like, this is like super important, but like everybody probably knows this, that when you're hiring or when you're grabbing people to want to be in your business with, you know, and maybe this is like, you can relate this if you're in a workplace and like the people in your team, but it's like, you want to have people that absolutely love what they do. Like, if you have got a creative person, you don't want them to be making all the spreadsheets, because that's probably not where they really shine. They're going to want to make the signage and social posts or something. So like, have people that are within your workplace or within your business that are going to help you with the things that they absolutely love to do, that they'll probably even do it for free because they're so lit up about it. What was the other thing that I'm just checking my little notebook? What was the other thing that I wanted to share? Oh yeah, it was like, so my job is, because like in business, I'm the vision holder. You know, like if you're in business or if you're like a manager or whatever it is, like you have to hold the vision. Like, I saw it as going into a blank space, or if you're saying you're going to hold an event, you have to have it in your head, go, yeah, that's where the stage is, that's where the food trucks are going to be, these are where the rooms are. You have to see it and hold it so that when anyone else comes into your sphere, you can relay and go, that's where that is, that's where that is, and you're holding that vision. And so like when you scale up in business and you're like super big, then you get to have the coordinator that you can just like say everything, and they go around and they like hire people and they do all the stuff that you don't really probably want to do. But even on the smaller scale, if you're like starting out in business, it's like, hold the vision of what you're wanting. And even more important than that, which is what came through my breathe, was that hold the vision of the life that you're wanting. So like I saw it as, for me personally, I was like, yes, I want to have this beautiful house amongst nature. I want to be eating all organic produce, and I want to have time where I get to connect with my friends and my family, and everything feels really spacious. There's time, there's not all this rushing about. So it's like really important for you to hold the vision and what it feels like when you're holding that vision, because that's the frequency that you sit in, and then everything else is like comes towards you from that energy. It's about what you're emitting out is what you're going to attract. So yeah, that was a really cool breathe. I'm just checking if there was anything else that I wanted to share about it. No, that was about it. It was a really cool breathe. I feel like this is giving me insight for my own business and my story about where I want to go, and kind of giving myself a lot of permission to relax and to rest and feel like it's okay to move at a pace that supports me, and that I will be calling in my like team, but slowly when I'm ready. And I need to share more. What is it that I'm actually doing? Because otherwise people don't know. And this thing that's like been coming to me recently is that maybe, just maybe, people actually really like to be in contact with me, with bathing within my frequency and my energy, because maybe it lights them up, and they feel good, and they can go out and they can share that goodness with other people. Yeah. Anyway, that was my breathe. It's probably one of the most rare breathes where I didn't cry. If you've watched this far, thank you so much. If I sound a bit nasally, it's because I am a little bit on the tail end of getting better from a little cold. Thanks for watching. Any questions about rebirthing breathwork mastery, practitioner training, or just how breathwork works, let me know. Thanks for your time. Bye.